Hey, what's up, everyone? Dragon back again with another edition of the Fantasy Commentary. Today we are watching The Dark Crystal. Now, when you see the Universal logo starting to form on your screen, that is your cue to start listening to us. So we kick things off in 3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Commentary. Today we are watching The Dark Crystal.
So dark.
It's so dark.
I kept thinking this was called Dark Forest. I don't know why.
I mean, there are dark forests in The Dark Crystal.
Good. That's why I wanted to watch it.
Just for that.
Just for the forest, man. I'm here just for the forest. I don't care about the plot. I don't care about the characters. Just want forests.
I always enjoy a nice dark forest. Cake.
Cake?
Isn't that a cake?
Sounds really good. Yeah, it is cake. Is that German?
Or a black forest ham.
Yes.
I love when they used to do like clouds like this. It was like it's a water effect, I believe.
They look tasty.
I know.
They look like marshmallows.
This is a Jim Henson film. The man who brought us Kermit the Frog.
Your Kermit the Frog needs some work.
Oh, I'm sorry. That doesn't bother me that much.
I know
Kermit
you
is.
spend days practicing your Kermit the Frog, hours and tireless nights, but need some work.
Yeah, well, I'll get on that. Growing up, like, the Skeksis were, like, the scariest things to us, because they just look so... But this is also one of those things, too, where I always talk about, like, how, man, like, kids' movies, quote-unquote, in the 80s were, like, way cooler. Because nowadays, this would almost not be considered a kids' movie. This is PG, but, like, this would be, like, PG-13 standards by today's, like, standards.
God, the fucking sets and the puppets, everything in this movie is
I know.
so beautiful.
Is that the Dark Crystal?
It is.
I like how it just floating there.
And it's purple, the best color.
I mean, it's debatable, but it does look
It's
nice.
pretty debatable.
Purple's the best. Hands down.
I mean, look at the design of this movie. It's like, again, it's that really dark fantasy. Like, everything in the 80s fantasy-wise was very dark.
So they have to like make all these sets. Is
Yeah.
this like all like? That'd be amazing to work there. I'd just be like,
I
go
know.
go in my dark wizard dungeon and just hang out. You know.
Right?
I mean, Jim Henson, man, yeah. Well, back in the 80s, everything had to be practical. I mean, there was some blue screen work, but, like...
I love the logo, too.
I
love
know.
everything about this movie. It's
Again,
good.
this movie is, like... I don't know. It's like the 80s had a flair for fantasy. I feel like after its fantasy got a lot more light and happy. But yeah, like stuff like when I was growing up, like the Dark Crystal, the Never Ending Story, those were kind of like, you know, the big live action fantasy movies. But they were all dark and scary.
What are they doing?
Like absorbing its energy. Like, look at this. Okay, this is a kids movie, right? You bring your kid to the movie theater, and again, and in the 80s, he wouldn't have questioned this, but like, look at this shit.
The Skeksis are, like, scary.
So that's what I'm saying. Now,
Right.
I feel if this was made today, they would not be as frightening looking.
Like,
It'd be a real shame.
they're fucked up looking.
And I like how distinctive each one is too. They didn't just like, you know, take one mold and like just made a bunch of different ones. Their physical appearance is different. Their clothing is different.
Look
Like,
at that eyeball. Look at that twitch.
I know. Look at
That
look at the
dude's
little,
getting in it.
that little bit of subtlety right there. That they didn't have to do that. That's the kind of stuff that's easier to do with like a digital effect because you can just animate all these little tiny little nuances. But every little organic quirk you see on their face, it has to be like animatronic. It has to be a puppet. Jim Henson and Frank Oz directed the film. Frank Oz is the voice and the puppeteer of Yoda in
Nice.
Star Wars.
That'd be
And the
awesome
voice
to
of
be
Miss Piggy.
a professional.
Yes, Yoda's voice is Miss Piggy's voice, if you really think of it.
How's Miss Piggy sound again?
Like Yoda, if Yoda didn't talk backwards.
It looks like curry.
Yum.
I'm jealous of that guy. I want a third arm.
He's got 4, man.
Where's the 4th one?
Doesn't he? He should.
I think he lost one in battle.
Again, I think it's interesting that this story, we're seeing the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is like a long...
I guess they do only have 3. I always thought they had 4.
I know, that is where I was just
I know.
No, I think I saw a 4th arm on...
Maybe they just always have one arm tucked in. It's been a while since I've watched this, though.
Again, it's just... I love that there's this whole rich mythology, and we're literally seeing, like, the end. This is, like, the conclusion, really. Which is, surprise, surprise, they're making a prequel now, finally, to this. Ah, the Gelflings. There's always a prophecy. Again, though, you look at this movie, and again, it's like people even say with like Star Wars, like it's the classic like hero's journey, which is something that has been around for just ages. I mean, Lucas even said he based Star Wars on a lot of like King Arthur and all that, and it's so amazing to think like that is a like a story trope, if you will, that has just been around for like 1,000 years or more. The classic hero's journey.
What was that thing?
Cute.
You're right.
It was a cute. That was its official biological classification. Cute. And you can see these are full-size sets because in the wide shots where he's running, it's actually a kid in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, so that's a kid in a suit. So that's a full set. Because there was kind of like, okay, is this a miniature set? They just use small puppets.
That's what I was thinking for the other place.
Yeah, but no, you see the Skeksis had like actors kind of underneath their robes.
Punched in there?
Yeah, so those are full-size sets you're seeing. They built all of this. This is amazing. Because look at the detail and everything.
That'd be sweet if you can go and visit like the set where they originally made all this. And
Oh, I know.
I'd love to camp there.
I've seen one of the original... No, I have not personally, but we were watching a show that was taking place at the Jim Henson studio, and they had one of the Skeksis puppets still there, like an original one. So that's one of the first times I saw really realized how big all this stuff was, because I saw the puppet next to a person. Like, oh wow, that's like actual size. They really were that big. Because I was always kind of wondering, like, okay, are these all just miniature? You know what I mean? God, I just love how just uber duber fantasy this is. This is just ooey gooey fantasy. It's like just like if you touch this, you just have like hand covered in fantasy, and then you try to wipe it off on your like pant leg. Now your pant leg is covered in fantasy. This is just so hardcore. I mean, you know, it's just
Never mind. I'm not gonna...
it's just dripping with fucking fantasy. God.
You touch it, and the fantasy just explodes everywhere.
But you know what I mean? This is like if you want to just immerse in like a high fantasy stuff. This is like everything. There's prophecy, there's magic. Aesthetically, there's nothing modern or everything is But then again, if you hate fantasy, this is like the worst thing to watch. Basically, this is to fantasy what like Star Trek is to sci-fi. Star Trek is just super duper science fiction-y. Like there's no magic-y element to it whatsoever at all. Just it's hardcore science fiction. This is like the equivalent of that, but in fantasy. So if you were in the mood for like a fantasy movie or a fantasy story, this is, if you could have that itch, this movie just scratches it perfectly.
Again,
Oh my
I
God.
just always have been so impressed by
His little headrest. It's so sad.
the level of detail.
I know.
Like in the sets, the costumes, like everything. It's so good.
And I like how you're going to see like all these mystics are connected to the Skeksis. For every mystic there is a Skeksis.
Spoilers.
So he's dying. So now you're going to see one of the Skeksis is kind of dying as well. I just want a house that looks like this. I want this to be me just
Including
walking
the,
down
lightning
the hall to
effects.
the bathroom. This is me in the night going to the bathroom. Just
And then you trip on the cats.
I would. The cat's.
You fart?
No, he makes that noise.
That's his thing.
We used to mock that so much. We used to walk around going.
Yeah.
When you guys get a house, I expect it to look like this.
God damn
Okay.
right it will.
So one of the interesting things I recently learned, like a couple months ago, originally when they did this movie, they wanted the Skeksis to have their own language, and I saw footage where it was just subtitled, but I guess they wouldn't allow them to go forward and put it in theaters until they put it and made it so they, spoke English.
Dub them over.
Yeah, like dubbed them over. So it was
Because
really,
it's a kids movie, right?
Yeah. It was just really interesting. I mean, for me.
It would have made them scarier.
Mm.
I'd be curious what the language sounded like.
Look how
Oh my
creepy he
God.
is.
It's like The Exorcist.
Kids movie! Again, that's why I love the 80s. This is a children's movie in the 80s. Yep. I remember when I saw the box for this at the video store, I asked my dad, I was like, am I allowed to watch this? He's like, yeah, why not? It's a kid's movie. And even I was like, I mean, if he was fooled, I wasn't going to say shit like, okay, if you say so, Dad.
But Dad, it scares me.
I mean, my dad let me watch Alien and shit, so I wasn't going to complain. But I was just like, really? You're buying that?
The
Okay.
scariest part's about to happen.
I mean, look at this shit.
Oh
Look at this shit.
God.
Come on.
So fucking crazy.
Disney's not going to do this. You're not going to see this in a Disney movie. Fucking...
Just literally like fucking dusting the way.
Look at all these creepy motherfuckers just like... Oh, it's
Creepy
awesome.
Skeletal hands.
So now that one died...
Oh, it's so sad. He's just on his chair where he has a little headrest there and he just goes to sleep like that.
See, he goes out a lot more,
Nicely.
yeah, he doesn't, like, crumble and fall away. But the Mystics are supposed to represent kind of like this enlightened race where the Skeksis are almost kind of like a bastardization. They're the opposite end. They're kind of just pure corrupt. They're corruption incarnate, basically.
These guys are like monks, like
Kinda.
tranquil
Yeah.
spirits.
See, so they must have four arms. Maybe they just don't show the other one.
Maybe this guy's arm is on the other side.
Listen.
Maybe.
'Cause I don't see a fourth arm.
That's some crazy talk. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
Okay,
they
well
only
they
have
do
three.
have three apparently.
Okay.
You just
yeah.
don't body shame him with your symmetry.
Wait, no, that one's got
okay?
four.
Just symmetry.
Look at that one's got four right in the middle.
Does he?
Yeah.
You're right, he does.
So I don't know. I'm confused.
I don't know. Maybe
They're just
Maybe
yeah,
he's-
they do have four. They're
maybe
just-
he's the freak because he's got symmetry, so they all treat
Yeah.
him poorly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Think you're better than us because you're all symmetrical and shit.
I mean, he has another arm, so he is better.
That's why he rules them all. Only I will breed with a female, so I can
So
breed a
pretty.
pure four-arm race.
They like have fights to the death, and he just like tickles him with his other arm.
And again, I've said this a million times before, but that beautiful matte painting shot they had.
Oh, I know.
I've always said, like,
that looked legit.
again, if you have CGI that is 100%, it looks incredible. But if you can't do CGI 100%, it always looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've always said, like, for like background, unless you film in an actual location, a really well done matte painting.
Well, that one looked like
Yeah.
super, super good.
And even if you know it's a matte painting, there's still the aesthetic pleasure of it being a beautiful painting versus like just a shitty green screen. For any of you guys who are Star Wars fans, basically, like, the Mystics are kind of like the Jedi. They're monkish, they're very good. And the Skeksis would be like the Sith. They're driven by passion and selfish interests, power. And again, I like the ones, the Skeksis that you see more of. They don't do that thing they do where, the main ones, they get, better articulation, they're sculpted better. And the other ones are kind of like, they just kind of, there you go. No, they're
have individual outfits.
Yeah.
Individual, sculpts on their face and everything.
Bitch, please! Get the fuck away from me!
Chamberlain.
It's like our cat sometimes.
Are they gonna fight? Are they gonna fight?
Trial by stone!
What is that?
It's got like a weird.
These things are. This is how sad this is.
Look at those. Oh my god.
I know! It's so fucking terrible. Look at that.
So these are their slaves.
Yeah!
That they suck the life out of.
In a children's movie. Kids!
They look so sad.
They are sad.
Are they gonna make them fight?
No, not the. They're like the labor.
Oh, okay. I thought they had little kid fights.
That's where the kid movie element comes in, where they won't make the kids actually do it. If this was an adult movie, they would have thrown them into a pit and just had them slaughter each other.
Look at the swords.
I know.
Some badass.
This movie's fucking awesome, isn't it? Are you now getting that feeling of where has this movie been my whole life?
A little bit.
So this is gonna be their version of Jenga. God, look at the hilts on those swords too.
I know, they're super fancy.
This is like a reverse King Arthur. You gotta.
They gotta
sword into the stone.
No, they gotta cut the stone down. Whoever cuts it down wins. Look at them all dancing in the background. Again, it just blows me away the articulation of these puppets. It's like,
oh my god, that battle screech.
That's it. They don't feel awkward in their movie. They don't feel like, these are puppets. I mean, they are, but it's like they move with such fluidity that it's like.
Just look at all these outfits.
I know.
They're insane. In the best way.
Oh yeah. Ooh, shit. Oh.
Oh no, he didn't.
A monocle always freaked me out as a kid because it would catch the light and give him a dead eye. Kind of looks like Polly a little bit from Rocky, the disheveled.
What the fuck?
Anyone?
Yes, clearly. Oh, and this also is really fucking weird. I forgot about this. That one's Metal Hand. You see that?
He's like, ah!
They're gonna strip him, Alex. This is a kid's movie. They're gonna strip him to shame him.
So this is a children of the 80s introduction to body shaming.
Oh my god, he's so gross looking.
Yeah, they're fucking nasty looking.
Oh, he looks so sad.
It's drooling back there. Those fucking creepy ass spines.
They're like quills, basically.
Oh my god, look at that hand back there. I've never noticed that. What the fuck?
He's got a strong arm.
It's like the little scary movie hand.
Yeah. Take my strong hand.
Oh god, and those things.
I know. Wait till those things start moving. I like that one's like a vertebrae on his back, like that one right there. Like, look how well they move. Jesus Christ.
Oh, they all have an individual gait.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're distinctive characters. None of these feel like throwaways.
They're all wearing so much glam.
I know. Well, it is the 80s. Look at his face, like, first day on the job, shit!
Gotta go kill this kid.
And then these guys.
They're so creepy. I hate them.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I know, right? They're
So
nasty.
many, just
Ugh.
why so many legs and appendages everywhere?
I hate it.
Just imagine being on set for this.
Oh, I know.
Like, again, I love CGI. I really, really do. And but like, CGI is one of those things where, if you're in the movie, the real payoff is when you're going to see yourself on
So
screen.
that's the thing. All of these different suit actors have to work at the same time, not fuck up, so they can get the shot.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
insane.
But I'm just saying, if you're on set, like, you get
I
the
know.
payoff right there
Oh,
in real
yeah.
time. You
I
can
just-
just see what the stuff looks like.
Yeah,
Whereas,
like my half an hour lunch break, I just pull out a chair right next to that dark crystal.
oh, yeah, just
drink
watch.
coffee.
Whereas nowadays, again, when you see yourself in that trailer for the first, like, oh my god, that's awesome. Because now you get to be like, oh, that's what all that stuff was going to look like. But you don't get to see that till the finished product. Whereas back then, you could see it. How you knew what it was going to look
Yeah,
like.
you were there.
You were there. It was more or less like someone filming you when you were somewhere doing something, as opposed to you just being just a piece that is put into
And
something.
it's probably way easier as an actor to like immerse yourself.
Oh yeah,
That
definitely.
matte paint.
Yeah,
Like,
see right
looking
there.
at green screens and like little oranges on sticks and
Yeah, yeah. I mean, granted, it shows you the skill of actors; they can do that and give.
Yeah.
But still, just for the fun of it, as an
Yeah, I
actor.
don't like those either.
They're like weird anemones.
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 Yeah, I was like,
squish balls.
like I was saying, yeah, you were saying, I would if I was on this set. I don't care if it's my lunch break. I'm just standing back watching this shit. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to craft service. I'll just munch on the granola bar.
Like
and just-
as the cameraman, my mouth would just be open the entire time filming stuff.
like, what the hell?
What is this? Ah. Okay, I don't like this world anymore. There's too many tentacles.
This is like Lovecraft's wet dream right here. Everything has tentacles. Everything has tentacles.
And his story ends. He was beaten by a tree.
There, he just discovered he's really into something.
So gross.
I used to always see her on the back of the box. That's why I never thought it was a kid's movie. I would be like, what the hell? Me and my friends are Jen. I'm stopping.
Gem.
I know, but I was like doing the thing because it's like Jen. It was funny in my head. Is that supposed to be a? Is that a wart on her head? Like a third eye?
I think it's an eye. Or like a gem of some sort.
Yeah, I wasn't
It's
sure.
probably just a wart, you know. Yeah.
I mean, you're not really doing much to sway that line of thinking.
He seems to be friends with a lot of tentacle trees.
I guess she's saying bouger, which is move in French. I always get the feeling she was supposed to be like kind of like a Louisiana saucier.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah, it's a real cool fact.
Yeah.
You-
Pretty Susei. What did she say? I don't even know.
She was like, bougie.
Bougie?
Bougie.
Bougie?
Bougie, which is move.
Uh,
She was telling the plants to move.
So somebody's bougie.
No. I mean, the plants might be bougie. I don't know with them personally. I just know that they were in her way.
I know.
So she told them to move, but maybe in their personal time, they are in fact bougie. I never got a chance to get to know the plants. That part of the story isn't covered. Again,
What the fuck?
Look at this shit. All real. This isn't stop motion. This isn't go motion. This isn't a composite. This is fucking real. They built this shit. This room and everything in it
I kind of
existed.
don't believe you that thing in the back existed.
Just again, imagine walking onto a set.
Did that thing exist? Did they make that thing?
They made that thing. That's how they used to do movies back in the day. They made things.
Yeah. I want to know.
You don't know?
She's an astrology nerd.
And yes! No, that's just, oh my god, look at that
I
room.
know.
Hey, is that Earth? I think I see Earth. I think I see us.
See, I like how they're basically talking about, like, the thing, this is a fantasy story, but there's a lot of science in it.
Yeah.
Like, they're talking about, like, basically, because basically they're talking about, like, plane shifting right now, like, different dimensions and realities merging together. What's the great conjunction? I just want to ask people to ask me random things and then always answer the same way. The end of the world!
Her nipples make me uncomfortable.
Kiss movie.
I know.
You could just start talking like that, though, and as long as you keep doing it, everyone will be like, that's just the way he talks.
Ask me what the greatest omelet is. Ask me. The end of the world!
That's the greatest omelet?
Yeah.
Guess I'll take them all.
Oh, Jesus.
My God.
Again, every scene in this movie almost feels like a little mini chapter, a mini movie to itself, which I really like. It almost feels like a chapter of a book.
Mm.
Oh, that thing is just sexy.
I know.
I would love to try to find, like, a bunch of some. I mean, they must have taken, like, tons of pictures of these sets. Like,
Yeah.
I always love when I find, like, stuff from old movies where, like, you see, like, behind-the-scenes photos that just people there took. Because back in the day, obviously, it was much harder to do it casually because not everyone just owned a camera. But there's been a few times where I've seen, like, from movies I grew up with, and, you know, just not production photos, but just stuff that people took pictures of. And it was just always so weird because for years you don't really see a lot of pictures like that unless it was done specifically for, like, press promotion. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
We got an infestation.
Get that shit out of here! Oh, he could have just moved it, but you had to smash into it first.
Of course. I like how she's just like, "Don't get out of my house."
I know, right?
Nasty things.
She's not even, like, phased by it. Oh, jeez. Again, I know they're actors in suits, but just even seeing one of those things come at you would be so freaky.
They're gross.
But they're awesome looking, though.
Oh no.
This part I was gonna say, why did they preserve this shit? Oh yeah, they have to destroy it in the movie. But that's gotta suck too, though. You spend all that time building all that just to have to watch
You
it.
have to make sure you get the shot.
Yeah.
But then again, think of Toho when they had to make all those miniature city sets for Godzilla to destroy. All that time and energy building those cities just to watch it get destroyed.
I feel like that's more cathartic, though. They're making the city to get destroyed, and this is just like, we need this beautiful thing. Oh, look how beautiful it is.
Now destroy it.
But you're making a Godzilla movie, you go into that like, we're gonna destroy this.
Yeah, that's what you get off on. Whereas here, it's like, it's so gorgeous where you're like, God, everything looks so cool. Again, I've said it before, but I like dark fantasy. There's something just so aesthetically satisfying about it. I don't know. I hate when they make fantasy look super bright and happy looking. I think fantasy should have a darker, organic quality to it. That in terms of like high fantasy. Well, even like urban fantasy, like.
Just love these guys, like their like body structure. They're like lizards that learn to walk.
Okay, they definitely have forearms.
Not all of them do.
That would definitely... I don't know, man.
Oh, look at those backgrounds. Oh, my God. Like, again, I know that's a matte painting, but because it's a painting, it's inherently beautiful, so I can still enjoy it as a work of art. Like, if I was a big-time collector, honestly, maybe I should try. I would love to see if track down and try to find, like, a lot of these older matte paintings. I know. Again, I would hope they still had them somewhere.
I'm sure they would.
I love this type of shit where you see, like, the little ecosystems.
Yeah, how it all works. Again, this is all a set.
You know, look at those little live blueberries on the ground.
That gross thing.
But again, it all moves so well.
A little too well, some of it.
I know, right?
Get the fuck out of that forest.
There's your dark forest.
I know, you want a
It's not
dark
very
forest?
dark.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm over it. I want out of here.
Oh?
Yeah.
And again, I like how they took the time to, like... I mean, again, that little bird thing that just flew in the shot, they didn't have to put that in.
Yeah.
It's not like the movie would have been like, oh, if only they would... No, they throw these little things in to make it feel more like an environment.
They do a lot to make it feel like a living environment.
But that's the thing.
Places.
For them to do that, they have to create something specifically for that moment. That's what I'm saying. The amount of work that went into this movie. So every time you see a little something like, oh, it's just a little thing in the background, part of the ecosystem. They had to create that and build that and film it. Like, they had to make all these things. And it wasn't like they just filmed in a real forest and a bird flew in the shot and flew out.
Breathing trunks or whatever the fuck that was.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like you're just filming in a real location and you get a lot of happy accidents that just kind of work. No, everything that happens in every shot is by design.
Yeah.
This is basically
Underneath everything, there's got to be so many things going on.
Oh, I know.
Like to make something just breathe. And
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. This is like the practical effect version of like James Cameron's Avatar, where like everything was digital in that movie. Everything was motion captured. There was no physical thing. I mean, there was physical props, but everything that looked was
Hey!
hey, it's a critter. But you know what I mean? Where this is like the equivalent of that, but all practical effect.
Is that another Gelfling?
Yep. Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. Like that little thing that just flew right behind her you just saw? Okay, well, they have to literally design, create, and wire that to fly behind her.
Is that her little pupper? What?
I want that little thing to be
It's just a fur ball
Again,
with teeth.
it's Critters. But this thing actually came out before Critters.
You can get out of that now, dude.
I like how they can like see each other's memories and
That'd be so weird. Every time you shook someone's hand, you just...
But think about it. It would almost be like you really wouldn't even know anything about embarrassment anymore because if you were just that much of an open book, like A, if there's something that would embarrass you, you wouldn't do it, and B, if it's like you would just know it, but at the same time, you would also be expecting or to see things. You know, what I mean, there really wouldn't be anything that would surprise you just because you would always see everything. So you really wouldn't kind of, I guess, well, for them it's new, but if you grew up with that ability with other people, it's like, you know, it's like. Oh, I remember this. This is awesome.
I love that dog thing.
Is that Frank Welker doing the voice of that?
I don't know.
Again, the fact that all this stuff has to be positioned in the set. So when you're walking around, if you didn't know, you'd be like, how much of this shit just moves and comes alive? Like, you could totally mess with people. Like, oh, come visit the set. I just go walk around and just have everyone underneath, all the puppeteers, just start moving everything around
I
you.
just can't get over that little guy.
I know, he's very...
It would be so fun, though, to, like, if you're working there, like, bring your friend, like, walk through this forest over here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and a lot of the sets, too, I mean, I'm assuming, usually with puppeteering, they're always built, like, 4 or 5 feet off the ground so they can be underneath doing other shit.
Well, yeah, no, this is all raised up.
Gross.
Oh, look at that.
Those chairs.
Look at these poor little bastards, though. Like, oh, God, it's so heart-wrenching to see them.
Oh, I forgot they have their weird finger forks.
Yep.
Oh, that's part of his finger?
Yeah, they have, like...
Little extensions they'll put on.
Like, did you ever take bugles and put them on your finger before you ate them? That's...
Never.
Well, you ate bugles wrong, but... And then there's this guy.
Yeah, again, I like how they're showing, again, the juxtaposition with them and the Mystics. Like, these guys are just gluttonous and just everything is over the top, you know.
Look at their outfits. I mean,
it's all excess, basically. Excess. The Mystics live very simple.
Yeah.
Like you said, monks, basically. They just the bare necessities, and that's it.
Even their little puppet rats are cute.
I know.
I guess they're not really rats, but rat type things.
Oh, he's eating ramen wrong.
He's having some trouble. It's fine.
My God.
Look at that one's face.
I have a little one next to him too.
Ew. That one's got the makeup.
I know.
It's a cigar.
Oh no.
Cat toys for dessert? Jesus Christ.
A fun interactive dessert.
God, oh man. Yeah, man, if I was there, I'd be taking pictures of everything.
That's kind of the irony, too. Like, if something was made like this now, you know, people have their cell phones, so whether they're allowed to or not, I'm sure people would sneak a couple shots.
Oh, yeah,
back
we see
then.
set
Be
photos
taking
get released now.
pictures of green screens.
Yeah, well, that too.
Unless you get location shooting. I love how she is just not afraid of
I know.
any of these people. She is not putting up with any of their shit. And you can tell they're so unaccustomed to not being feared. Jesus Christ.
Is she cursing them?
Basic.
God damn.
What?
Every time she sits.
Thought she was about to take a shit in her floor.
I just straight up disrespect them. Again, I just love how she's just like, she is not like fuck you. I am
She's
not
just
impressed by
over
any
it.
of your shit. I wonder how they would have done this set with having the actual water. It must be like a little pool they made.
Well, it's kind of like how they can make those. You know, you get the fake ponds. You
Oh,
just have to
yeah.
have the stuff that can hold the water. God, that thing is cute.
Seriously, it's like a cute version of a crate.
Until it opens its mouth.
Yeah.
I think it's still cute when it opens its mouth.
Yeah, we'll have to watch Critters with you sometime so you can see like the evil, monstrous version of that thing, basically. Little Furbrawl starts freestyle rapping. Starts doing the beatbox.
Jesus.
So I
It's so
love,
peaceful.
I know, I love stuff like this too because it establishes like the world too. Like, I would say in fantasy worlds, like the world itself is like a character.
What the fuck is that thing? Did the bats like come together to make a super bat? Dude, she is ready.
Yeah, she is.
She just pulls out a shotgun. Not today.
She basically did that to them.
I know.
She's got an arm on her.
Well, I like how like he's like, you know, this
Useless.
hero character, but like, yeah, he needs her.
She's prepared. She lives out here.
Well,
He's
that's
just he's been raised by the monks all his life.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, he has to fulfill a prophecy, but to do it, he needs help to get there. He couldn't get there on his own.
Yeah, but is she gonna end up being the Gelfling to end it?
Well, she's a part of it. It's a sweet little.
Podlings.
Yeah, so those are the people that you see the Skeksis like enslaving.
Yeah, they just don't look so sad.
Well, what happens when you don't have your soul sucked out of you?
I forgot about that.
They know how to.
Now this is feeling more like Muppets.
I know. Well, yeah, you gotta. It's Jim Henson. They gotta keep it real. They can't remember where they came from.
Yeah, look at these cute Muppets. Look at them all.
Well, they have to like counterbalance over all the frighteningly horrific visuals we've seen so far.
And the ones we have yet to see.
Oh yeah, we got more coming.
Even though that one's kind of scary. Some of these I'm like.
Now I'm just picturing if like Lucas owned this, and then he would do like the special edition, and that scene from Return of the Jedi where they would have those bad CGI versions singing it.
Having a party.
I'm just shredding on that thing.
I like these guys.
You start seeing them all doing lines of cocaine all of a sudden. The party starts getting out of hand. Like, oh man, these guys party hard. Just open up the pit. Everyone starts two-stepping. The little one behind him, he's just happy to be here, man.
Dude, they all look tweaked out.
Yeah. Look at that one. Fucking going for it.
And again, I like how all the ones in the background, they're doing something. Again, there's nothing just static. It really feels like, okay, they're at a place.
Jesus. It's a proper hoedown right here.
Well, it's like your big like fantasy tavern scene where.
And I've been waiting to see like the like normal people, because you've only seen the two like stranded gelflings and the mystics and the Skeksis.
Let's say the Skeksis.
The Skeksis.
The spaghettis.
The spaghetti.
I don't know.
Oh.
Hey, just like everything else in this world. Oh.
Oh my god, why?
Some more slaves.
Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police. Hope none of you guys got prize.
Oh no, dude. They're all gonna get their souls sucked.
Jesus. That one had a little baby.
Look at that one just. Oh shit. Ow. He senses a disturbance in the force. I love the what's the word when you have like kind of that color sheen to the
Iridescent.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. The way they color them are really.
I know, it's just an attention to detail. Well, it's like a scarab's kind of like shell.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
Yeah, they're just like rounding them up.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I know. This is like.
Hey, look!
No!
Grab the baby. At
Okay.
least she grabbed the baby. They're like, listen, guys, we can't take it that far.
Back the fuck up.
Oh, it's Banished Man. It's Will
Banished
Timberlake.
man.
Seriously, that little arm, I've never noticed it. It's so creepy. It makes sense, though, because they're connected.
We got a ringtone. Whenever someone texts me. Or whatever.
And then no one would ever
You know, and I would never receive texts again. And then I'd be happy.
It's not like it plays to them when they text you. Only
But
you
I
have
would
to
hear it.
Oh.
And I would make sure nobody ever texted me.
Okay.
So Skeksis is the singular then? So Skeksis is plural.
I guess so.
I always thought it was like moose, where it was the same.
Yeah, me too.
Both ways, but apparently it's
No.
it's moose and moosies or mises.
It's meese. Big box and a meese.
Oh, your arms hurt. Here, let me take some random shit I picked off the ground.
She's useful. She knows what she's
I know, I
he's-
know.
He's not.
Should it be like the druid of their group?
Oh yeah.
He'd be like what? Like he'd be like a rogue. I would say him.
I don't know. He's pretty useless and all. I think he's just the NPC.
I think he's a
honestly.
D4 peasant.
I was gonna say
He's just like walking through, like things are happening. He's like, oh, okay.
Every time he turns around, he's like, "Oh, what else am I going to learn about life today?"
Yeah, what harsh lessons am I going to learn? That little cute fur ball.
What did you put in that moss? His arm has like sepsis now.
I was gonna say, get the shit off me.
I'm a man. I don't need your moss. Keep your girly moss.
Then dies.
Takes it off. Instant death. He just melts. Oh god. This was one of my favorite parts when I was a kid. Because mainly because I love this set so much. I love stuff like ruins and ancient like relics. It always creates like a sense of history for like, you know, whatever world you're creating. Sweetheart, bad things have been happening everywhere,
happened
like
where
lately.
you grew up.
So maybe if the bad things happened here once, they won't happen anymore because they've already happened here. So I'm pretty sure in the prequel, this is what we're gonna see is like this place too, like in its prime. Again, it is a prequel, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Because I know there was a period of time they were actually talking about making it a sequel, and I saw like production art of her older as like a queen.
What are we talking about?
This movie's been out for like, you know,
Listen.
almost 40 years. Just. We just learned
What's
she's illiterate.
raining?
Oh, that's sad. I guess he's good for something. He can read her
He's the
bedtime
nerd.
stories after she saved his life all day. Surprise!
Friend.
See, a character like it's so funny when you have a character like this again, I like how everything about them is just manipulation, and so it's like you just. But I was gonna say, like, with a character like this, it's such a fine line between being interesting and annoying, because you look at someone like Jar Jar Binks, for instance.
Yeah.
And you look at how that character came out.
Oh,
It's like that part. Right, please make peace. I just need to go to the UN and do that. Just walk up to this podium and go, wait, please make peace.
And then you're instantly like tased.
They just shoot me. But no, I was saying, like, again, it just goes to show you, like, when you make a character like that, how, yeah, you gotta ride a fine line.
What the fuck is that?
The Landstriders. And the big crab things come out and kill them all. It's like, Jesus Christ! It's just the theme of the movie. You see something beautiful, oh, and then death and destruction happens.
No, it's not going to happen to these peaceful things. Look, I don't like their faces, but look at them.
Yeah, they've got like weird fish, seal, naked mole rat faces.
Fish, seal, naked mole rat.
But you see, again, I like, like, dark fantasy. Now, everything is beautiful, but it's beautiful kind of in a dark, almost gothic way. Like, basically, this is like a gothic...
Oh my god, why does he have teeth back there?
Again, everything is beautiful, but there's like a darkness, or like a... It's not cute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little cute.
It's a little cute, but they don't go over cute to try to make it like everything soft and friendly.
Those things are creepy as fuck.
So these were actors, basically, they were like on stilts,
Yeah,
right?
I'm assuming. That must have been fucking tough. In those suits doing that. I don't know how else they would have done it.
I thought there was probably some wire work there, too. I'm not sure.
Is this the kitchen?
I wasn't thinking that at all, but now you just made me think. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Baby.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see the true extent of just how tragic their fate is.
Oh God!
Oh, wait, that one's not the baby, is it? No, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, killing them would be better.
This little torture dungeon.
And then they make the ones they've already enslaved do it to them. It's like, it's even more just like perverse. That whole sentence was just so awesome in fantasy. Feel the power of the dark crystal. Good God, look at that.
No, dude. He was so young. Ew, is it gonna... Ew. That's what a podling soul looks like. Aww.
Kids movie.
Oh, God, I miss the 80s.
Mommy, Daddy, what's happening? Well, sweetie, they're,
He's taking
you know...
his sweet, sweet soul juice.
This is what happens when boys and girls don't behave themselves.
What is he gonna do? Is he gonna, like, drink it? What does he do with it? Like, apply it to his skin?
I think they, did they give it to the Emperor? Yeah, he's the Emperor. Look, it ate a soul.
Yeah, it's supposed to kind of like rejuvenate them.
Botox.
And again, like that was a practical effect. They stretched out his skin. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting too. If it's a prequel, we're going to see the Skeksis younger, right?
I guess, yeah.
What?
It didn't last. See, I love how they're just slowly being withered and corrupted. Like it's almost like it's like the way they live is taking a physical manifestation on it, a physical toll on them. Like that's the price they pay. Their quest or their hunger for power is literally just corrupting them and making them wither.
Oh my god. These poor little podlings.
I know.
God, I feel like it'd be so easy to trip one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Bye.
I'm trying to think, are they using natural light here, or is this like set lighting?
I'm not sure.
It's probably set lighting, but it looks really good in terms of natural light. I don't know, that might be natural lighting. This might be like an outdoor set.
Oh no.
Hey, he took one with him.
Oh no. Such shrimpy legs. Oh no.
Wow, 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 wow.
What?
Oh. See? Just one of the many differences between girls and boys.
Little patchy and tummy fly.
I think she just more or less like glided down.
I don't know. So what about the podlings you left up there? Guess they were distracted.
They tried their best.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see what this is going to look like then in the past, when everything was like in its prime.
Yeah.
No one wants to go into a creepy demon face cave.
I don't want to go in there. Really? Because everything about this
I've been waiting for this moment.
journey has been just ideal. Like, it's all been cool up to this moment.
Biscuit?
So what did she say?
I think so.
Seriously, though, those map paintings,
I
God.
know.
I would love to build our home on top of a natural cave like this, just so we could have this as like a secret entrance.
Like the entrance is like the stairs to your basement?
Yeah.
You know how many bugs would be in that thing?
Not really.
Mold?
Bugs, I mean, you have some insects, but not really a lot.
Whatever that is in the background.
We'll get one of those guys to take care of him.
I guess
Are
it's
those
just,
where they get the
mice
dessert?
things.
Are those puppets or things? Or are those real?
No, they're puppet things.
See, the fact that I couldn't tell shows you how.
They're just little black puffballs. Little biscuit rolling around back there.
Yeah, still not be afraid as I look the way that I do,
Yeah.
leering out of the darkness. Scouts are like gelflings. This guy just feels like a weird child molester. Yes, come! Come! Ah!
Oh. That's a weird relationship.
Oh, well that...
Guess we're not friends.
Oh no, don't go with the mean old man. Yeah, no, I'm really curious because again, like, they're all implying that they're all old here, so I'm really curious what they're going to look like, all young and.
If they're even gonna be young, maybe they'll still be old.
Well, again, it depends. Is this going to be happening right after the convergence?
Oh, this is such a weird start to. Oh God.
That boy. Ah,
We should banish that guy.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Look at all you.
I just want to just dub him with like Samuel L. Jackson's lines. Oh, oh.
Ugh.
Aye! Oh. This is like when the little cosplay girl finds herself in the hotel room, all the creepy older, convention attendees.
That should never happen.
I know, it should never happen.
This is so weird.
I know.
Poor little. I don't remember her name.
Isn't it Kira?
Yeah. Straight out essence! Look how smug
Oh,
bastard.
my.
Mm.
You taking a nap in there, Jen?
Oh. I like how he's almost got a little crimped hair, too.
I know.
I just
sure
like
they
how
used... Sorry, what?
He's just like a face with a body.
Yeah. I'm sure they used real fur on him of some sort. That eyeball.
Oh, God. I'm looking at that vertebrae on his back, and I'm like, is that like a gelfling's back?
I think it's just supposed to be like armor plating. I don't think it's actually supposed to be vertebrae.
I think it's real bone. Well, not real bone, but
Like
in
his
terms
bones?
Huh?
Like his bones? They're part of his bones?
No, I think it's like something he like just
I guess you're
adhered
right.
to, like his whatever that he's wearing.
Oh.
I forgot. He'd be able to like sense her, right?
I think so.
She's like the Beastmaster. Wait till we get to that movie. So this movie was made today. Mirkur would like do her voice, and she would do that cattle call that she does in her new record.
The fuck is happening?
She's like summoning all the animals. She's a high level druid, so she can.
Eye.
Huh?
That dude's eye. He is like a cyberpunk eyeball.
Right.
Ugh. It was just like a rat that rolled.
I just know how the Skeksis like for beings that are like in control, they feel like they're never in control. Like everything like throws them off. If one little thing doesn't go according to plan, they are completely disheveled.
Like,
they're like oh god.
I was expecting them to have like some kind of like dark Sith powers, you know?
Nope.
Like they got some dark magic.
I mean, the Chamberlain, you can see he kind of has some hypnotic powers a little bit, but like that's pretty much.
Bye.
Well, I think he's dead. Oh shit.
Well, there goes Charlie.
Oh.
Charlie owed me $20.
Just starts eating her instead.
She's like Snow White. Are you even gonna let her out?
She got shit to do, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, it looks like it came down out of the sky. Like it's got the way the ground is all cracked. You know, I'm really curious to see what the backstory is going to be because, like I said, we're seeing all this at like the tail end. But like, this is such a like a this whole movie has such lore behind it.
He's such a klutz, man.
Doofus.
Fizzgig?
Fizzgig or Fizzgade? I don't know.
I like Biscuit better.
I like Biscuit more.
Oh, that's not a sound you want to hear in the dark. Up.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
no. Fell right into my trap.
I've been in pits like this before. Come on.
With giant beetle things with lots of.
It's like that Slipknot pit I went into that one time. I know we said it already, but I love the way they move.
I don't.
Well, yeah, but it's scary because it's done so well. Like they feel real. It's like that scene in Die Hard. He goes in the elevator shaft. It's the rest of the movie. It's just Die Hard. It's like him moving around the castle,
The castle
like
killing everyone.
like John McClane.
Sending up Santa Claus.
This gets you see the body of one of their own, and they read a sign. Ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun. It's like, oh shit! Welcome to the party, Hans.
Got my balls.
Yeah,
I don't do it very good.
it's the Emperor. It's just like ask for detonators. Bring me my detonators.
Damn, she made it out of there.
Interest lost.
She's like, well, if they fail, it won't matter.
So if all these mystics like jumped off a cliff, wouldn't all the other guys die?
Yes, but
You'll see.
yeah, there's a reason why they all just don't,
Do that.
do that.
Hey, we here. We here to bring the
Gonna hem
cards
these
down.
guys into submission.
Look at them all like bow down, like, all right.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
They're part barred.
I mean, when the crew just rolls up on you and does Gregorian chant, it's like, oh, all right, yeah, you can get in the club. Why not?
I don't think that's what actually happens though. I
But it
think
should
they
be.
get punched in the face.
Try it. Next time you're going to your New York City big club downtown, bouncers there
That's
not letting
where
you
Alex
in.
will be.
There's so many things in that statement that are never gonna happen.
Just look at the guy, just be like, oh, and the guy will just be like, all right, you're in.
We need you in my club. Yeah, that's exactly what he'll say.
That's what we're missing here, that
It's a
Gregorian chant.
Club. Oh.
See, I want a skylight in my house just like that. We should just model our entire house after, like, the castle in the Dark Crystal.
Why not live in a cave? Just carve out a home.
Yeah, I think after the Emperor, the one with, like, kind of the red velvet is, like, my favorite looking one.
Him.
Yeah. His outfit is probably the most, his outfit is the most gaudy. But it's got a lot of the most, like, thin, like, intricate pieces to it. It has, like, a very kind of royal feel. Just parkoured.
Let's see what the mystics are doing. What are they up to?
They're making their way in. They're Gregorian chanting their way in.
Yeah, you run out of time.
The shard.
The shard. The shard hole. Look at the shard hole.
It's just so weird how they move, like that slow, like shuffle. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
just.
all just seem useless. Like the time they swung that sword was the only thing I've seen them do.
Somewhat swiftly.
Yeah, and then, they eat pretty swiftly and grossly.
Yeah. Listen, their priorities are not in the right place.
I bet they spend a lot of time, at TJ Maxx and Macy's buying clothes.
Just draping it all over themselves. Oh shit! Hey girl. Did they make her look a little bit more
She looks a little
haggard now
Yeah.
since she had the technically part of her soul was sucked out, like a few drops worth.
There's a lot in that hose,
I like how they don't see neither of those two.
So these like those weird kooks are like the world is ending in like this year and
I think so.
They gotta drink the Kool-Aid and
yeah.
then when it doesn't end, they're like, "Oh, I think we got our math wrong," and I'm like, "Yeah, I think you got a lot of things wrong." Math being the least of it.
Like, shouldn't they be happy that this little gelfling's coming in here to...
Well, no, they're afraid because the prophecy says Gelflings will bring about their end. That's why in the past, they've killed all the Gelflings.
conjunction bring about their end?
Well, no, the conjunction is going to give them power over the stars.
Oh.
The conjunction is what brought them to this world, and when it happens again, it'll give them complete mastery. but the prophecy said that a Gelfling would bring about their end. So basically, that's why they killed all the Gelflings in the past. They wanted to get rid of all of them, so there'd be no Gelfling to,
Hey, look,
fulfill the
they're
prophecy.
moving fast again.
Well, imminent demise is good motivation.
Just, there's the guy we need. Curse him. Go. All right, you were born for this.
This is your moment.
Slam dunk that bitch.
Oh.
He done fucked up.
He threw that trick like, oh shit! Give me that. Oh!
Biscuit.
Is it Bisquick?
I think
Biscake?
it's Fizzwig. Fizzcake.
It's biscuit.
Yeah, see, she's got like deeper eye sockets now.
Yeah. The shot!
You better catch this. Oh. Oh.
Now he's gonna go all John McClane.
They're all acting like this is like the worst thing they've ever done. They suck souls out of podlings.
You shall not pass. Sorry, I couldn't help it. It's such a cool visual.
Yeah.
What's he waiting for?
Christmas.
You say Chris? Wow, so proud of you. Oh. Oh.
Yikes.
Yay. Bro, go get some of that moss.
Right.
Save her.
Oh, there they are. See, they're still Gregorian chanting it. The aesthetic of the castle is so interesting.
I know.
It almost looks like H.R. Giger
Nice.
designed it.
God, those poor podlings.
Just rolling in.
She still seems unfazed.
I get the sense that she's probably... I'm wondering, was she had been around during the initial conjunction?
I don't know. I don't know how old she's supposed
That's
to be.
what I'm wondering, like...
You'd see her in her prime, maybe.
Yeah. Watch her be, like, super hot.
Gross.
It's holding on by his mouth.
All
Again,
they can do is scream at this point.
I know, it's just so funny how they are. When things start going awry, they just...
And those guys are kind
Screech.
of back.
Yeah, they freak out. They're so skittish by nature.
I want to see the podlings like raise an army and go fight them.
God, look at that.
I know.
All that set coming down. God damn. It's heartbreaking to watch.
What the?
Yep.
Remember they were connected?
Yep.
Look at him grow.
I always love this part. It's so epic.
They get creepy though.
But that's what I love. Like,
I know.
everything in this movie is like creepy and cool.
Now everything turned to crystal.
Yeah. So they were once one race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
And they were split apart. Yeah, no, they're kind of creepy.
So yeah, they're like what, interdimensional beings that essentially just kind of traveled here.
I'm not really sure.
I'm just curious, like, did they come here on purpose though, or were they?
They just came here to suck the souls out of people. Their own planet was running out of souls or something.
Okay, that's right. If I remember. So yeah, basically they were a race that just kind of became corrupt by power, and that's what happened to them. They were kind of, split into two halves. The very best of them became one race, and the very worst became another. But now brought back together again, they kind of have like the accumulated like wisdom of both now.
Aw.
The design is, it's almost like weird trees almost.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very kind of
Big
organic,
eyes.
yeah,
Yeah, their hair is pretty fancy.
like a Don King thing going on.
They're very slender. I don't
Yeah.
like it. They're creepy.
But they feel much more ethereal, basically.
Yeah.
Or that they're kind of like ascended now, so to speak. I love the music.
I know.
That score that just swells. Oh, it's beautiful.
No, it's beautiful out there, and it's not a barren wasteland.
Yeah, it looked pretty awful 1 second ago.
But yeah, there you go. That is a classic. So Alex, since this is your first time seeing the Dark Crystal, what is
Did
it?
Jen Hansen do
Yeah, he was Jen.
the main guy?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it was good. I like. Yeah, all the visuals are great.
I know.
It's
Like-
great thinking they made all the everything.
Yeah, I know. That's what's crazy about it. Literally everything is made by hand. Like,
So how many people did Jen Hansen do? I've seen 2 already.
I mean, he was the head. He was a head puppeteer, so
Yeah.
he did a lot of. That's the thing too. He wasn't just writer director. He was, a lot of times he'd be the guy under the set moving all the stuff around. So, but yeah, no, that is. I'm trying to look at some of the names if I recognize any of them. Some of them sound really familiar.
Yeah, Fizzgig was his name, not Biscuit.
It's Biscuit.
Yeah, I was looking before. I don't recognize really any of the voice actors, but
I've heard them in things. I mean, I probably don't know them, but it's one of those things I've heard their voices, like, in other things, so.
It'd be great to be a professional puppeteer.
I agree. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
Bye.